The purpose of LinkedIn is to grow networks. The more people you connect with, the more opportunities to connect with more people LinkedIn is going to give you, because they're here to try to help you build a network. So you don't want to be too strict, right? You want to connect with people in a target market somewhat broadly, see what options are available to you, and then you could kind of start checking out profiles. So you'll see you have people, posts, groups, jobs, companies. Now, let's just say that you're looking for revenue. The most direct path toward revenue is connecting with people. Now, you could join groups and try to find people that way. I like to start with people and posts, because you want to find people who are already posting about certain keywords, or people who are more directly targeted in the industry that you want. Let's talk about how do you find people on LinkedIn. One of my clients is in the HR tech space. So I thought that maybe as an example, we could kind of focus on that. But the mechanics are usually the same. I think it's really important to really dive into understanding your ICP, because even in, let's say, the HR tech space, there's a lot of wide variety of different types of company sizes, people, that the more granular you could kind of understand who you're targeting, the higher the conversion rate is going to be. But let's say you don't really know, right? Which is where most people start from. You do the best you can with what you got. And let's just say I'm doing HR tech. If you go to the search filter in LinkedIn and you type in the keywords HR tech, what you're going to become, what you come to is these basic search filters, right? So you have basic search filters to be able to search for people, like a title, an industry, a location, and then you can even target the second degree connections. First, second, and third degree. First degree is people you're already connected with. Second degree is somebody that's connected with somebody you're connected with. And third is, a mutual connections 1 degree removed. And that's all LinkedIn is really going to show you on free LinkedIn, because the purpose of LinkedIn is to grow networks. I find that a lot of people maybe misunderstand that as well. The more people you connect with, the more opportunities to connect with more people LinkedIn is going to give you, because they're here to try to help you build a network. So I would say that depending on how big your network is, you don't want to be too strict, right? You want to connect with people in a target market somewhat broadly, HR tech, see what options are available to you, and then you could kind of start checking out profiles. So you'll see you have people, posts, groups, jobs, companies. Now, let's just say that you're looking for revenue, right? So I would say that the most direct path toward revenue is connecting with people. Now, you could join groups and try to find people that way, but I like to start with people and posts, because you want to find people who are already posting about certain keywords, or people who are more directly targeted in the industry that you want. So we start with this. Now, LinkedIn is going to give you the people that have the most connections in common. Maybe they're from the same area. That way, it's making it easier for you to think through, how would you open up a conversation and personalize this? Well, it's a lot easier if you're in the same target geographical region, if you have mutual people in common. So obviously a second degree connection is easier to probably network with than a third degree connection. But let's just click on see people and results. You'll see that now we have a whole list of people that we can search around. Now, one of the things that LinkedIn offers is if you click on somebody's profile, now they're going to get notified that you looked at their profile. So I like to look at people's profiles. This is how you find quantity. And sometimes when you look at enough people's profiles and you identify them, they might connect with you. So it might start creating inbound for yourself by clicking around to other people's profiles, simply because, if you're being targeted and you have a good optimized profile that says that you're in a particular space, when they see that, they might think that you're a good person to know as well, and you could get an inbound connection request. So the more actions you take, the easier this is going to be to source leads. Let's kind of just talk broadly, I guess, about what makes a good profile. What do you think about this person's profile? If I'm in the HR tech space, what would be the things that you would be looking for to determine, is this person worth connecting with?
Wonderful. So I'll be looking for expertise, and I'd be also looking for shared values. Is this somebody who's like me? Even though we don't like admitting it, the human nature primarily looks to see if there's a likeness, if there's commonalities. Are we from the same tribe? or could we be in the same tribe or from the same? So I'd look for commonalities. So I'm in Jamaica. So first, where is he located? What's his geographic location? And does it say Atlanta? All right,
Yeah.
great. So if I were in your position, Colin, I'd probably, more than likely search for somebody in Atlanta, or I'd be more open to connecting with him because you're in the same city, right? And I don't know if it's coincidence, but you actually, case in point, you clicked on his profile, right? And you're actually in the same city, so maybe that's a little bit of that human nature, coming to the forefront, right?
Yeah.
Then I'll read his headline. Is he in the field that I'm also in? And it depends. If I'm looking at this person as a potential prospect, or am I looking at them from a business partner, a collaborator standpoint, or somebody to work for me, then that'll also influence what I look for. So if I'm looking for somebody to work for me, I want to know, are they professional and do they have adequate experience? That's if they're going to work for me or collaborate with me. From the collaboration standpoint, I want to know, does he have an extensive network that I could tap into, benefit from? If he should share my content, how many more people in my target industry am I is going to see my content? He has 4,000. Could you scroll back up a little?
Yeah. He's over 4,000
Okay,
followers.
4,000. Oh, that's pretty decent. And from the standpoint of if I wanted him to be a prospect or a client, I'd ask, does he have decision-making power at the company that he's working for, or if he's the owner or founder? So could you scroll down and let's see what his level of authority is? So he is a vice president of programmatic technology. All right, so vice presidents tend to have a budget. They tend to have a pretty big say because they're next to the CEO or next to the president. So if you were a prospect, I'd consider him for sure. So those are some of the things I'd look for.
I think all of those are relevant things to look for. I think it's important to kind of see how people think through this. My thought process is that this is not a good prospect for me. The reason is because, one, he's a VP of technology. He's a job. So if I'm trying to make revenue, then I'm not trying to search for somebody who's already in a position, even if it's in the HR tech space. It's not going to probably be helpful for my business unless I'm trying to recruit him to work for me, which in this situation, if I'm trying to drive revenue or get people to be more attentive towards myself or my client, what we do, then I don't think that somebody that would be in a permanent full-time job doing technology would be that person. Even if they have 4,000 followers, he also hasn't posted in 4 months. So he's not very active on LinkedIn. He does have a good profile, so I will give him that. I understand why LinkedIn told me that it would be a good person to connect with. I agree with LinkedIn. We're in the same region, but it's not going to help me drive revenue if I have a offering in the HR tech space. Now, the other thing that is interesting when you look at profiles is LinkedIn also gives you more opportunities to prospect. But because I felt that this one is, I like to classify as A, B, C, or D. I want to reach out to A and B prospects and ignore C and D prospects. Because I classify him as a C or D, these prospects probably are going to fall in C and D because there are more profiles that are like this person. So this person is the director of client services at Shaker Recruitment Marketing, which is the same company that he works with. This person who works at the same company, different role, LinkedIn's trying to bring more people to the table that maybe you could click into her and start seeing, okay, well, now you could see more people that are closer now in marketing to her. She works at that company. The point is you can start getting granular by starting through the free search. It's a fine prospect, but if I'm really trying to drive revenue, that's not the right person. Now, maybe you have to kind of start now reflecting on, well, what would be a better person? So for me in the HR tech space, it's not someone who has a full-time job. So I need to, you see how, if I just search for HR tech, LinkedIn thinks that, well, they're going to give me someone with deep HR tech experience. Totally makes sense, right? Because this is literally
The keyword
matching
match.
this. Exactly. So how do you what would be a good person that would be a connection in the HR tech space? Well,